Have a good afternoon. Come on up.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Farhan, and good afternoon, everyone. How are you today? Good. I will start with a save the date for you. Following informal consultations with member states, the co-chairs of the Intergovernmental Negotiations on Security Council reform have announced a meeting to discuss the matter. In a letter issued on 18 January, the Ambassador of Luxemburg, Mr. Christian Braun, and the permanent representative of the United Arab Emirates, Ms. Lana Zaki Nusseibeh, have informed member states that the meeting will take place on 29th and 30th of January in the Trusteeship Council. Both ambassadors report that since the appointment by the president of the GA, you will recall, they have been consulting with member states, given the membership-driven nature of this process. And this will be the first meeting to analyze their views on how the work shall be taken forward during the current session. Both facilitators explained that the second day of the meeting, 30th of January, will be dedicated to an interactive segment. The PGA has asked for the meeting to be conducted in an open, transparent, and inclusive manner. A few hours ago, the President of the General Assembly, Ms. Maria Fernanda Espinosa, arrived in Muscat, the capital city of Oman, for her first official visit to the country. Ms. Espinosa will meet His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Hilal Al Mawali, who is the chairman of the Al Shura Council of Oman. And later on, the PGA will have a bilateral meeting with the Minister of Defense of Oman, His Excellency Saeed Badr bin Saudi Al Busaidi. More details on our website or on the PGA's Twitter account, UN_PGA. And the PGA will convene an informal meeting with former PGAs on the revitalization of the UN in favor of a strengthened multilateral rule-based system. The meeting will take place on the 4th of February, 3 p.m. in Conference Room 4. They are invited to give their contributions on how to ensure that the UN delivers for people effectively and efficiently, including through a reformed multilateral system. The event will be open to member states, and observers will be invited to interact with the speakers, but there will be no pre-established list of speakers. And finally, the PGA has appointed the Ambassador of Hungary, Ms. Katalin Anna Maria Bojai, and the Permanent of Thailand, His Excellency Mr. Vitava Srivhok, to conduct informal consultations in an open and transparent manner in order to produce an action-oriented political declaration for a high-level meeting on universal health coverage. So the scope, modalities, format, and organization of the meeting were decided last year by the GA, and more details on our website, which is un.org/PGA/73. This is all from us today. Do you have any questions? Yeah, Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, if I understood you correctly, you said the PGA is going to be convening a forum with prior PGAs. Mm-hmm. Could you tell us who those invitees are?
Yeah, we have already some confirmations. So Mr. Lychak, you'll be seeing him again. Mr. Thompson, Lieke Toft will be here too. Mr. Dice, Nasser, and of course the former female president of the PGA, Ms. Sheikha Haya Rashid Al Khalifa. They will be here, and you all will be invited for an interactive conversation with them.
So Mr. Kutesa is not on that list?
We don't have his name here, no. Mm-mm.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Monica.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to ask about Intergovernmental Negotiation of Security Council reform.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You spoke about second day of the process, interactive segment. So yes, I understand that this is something new, And is this initiative of facilitator Ambassador Nusseibeh or PGA?
Well, I think it's actually a collective effort. You understand that the PGA, when she actually, Mrs. Espinosa, appointed the co-facilitators, they have discussions about this process, which is an important process for the General Assembly. But since being appointed, as they explained in the letter, they themselves have been having informal conversations and consultations with member states. And this approach was suggested, which is a very open, interactive, and democratic approach to discuss the way forward. Yes. Yeah, Carla.
Will there be any reference to the work of former PGA Miguel Descoto, who was dealing with the global economic crisis in a very proactive way?
I don't have the outline of the topics that are going to be discussed, but the meeting is being convened exactly to have an open conversation with this gentleman and the former lady who have occupied this post before, and of course now with we can say the benefit of hindsight, or with probably a little bit of a distance from their own mandates, can contribute to the current situation right now, which is the 7 priorities of our current PGA. Mrs. Espinosa are the guiding discussion in this meeting. But of course, the role of multilateralism, and it is meant to be a conversation, their cooperation, their contributions, and of course, by being somebody who occupied these posts before, they have a lot to contribute, and it will be interesting. So we are having already some requests that will be, the conversation will be open for the media. Because of course we understand that you all may be interested in the event and in talking to the former PGAs yourselves. Yes, Joe.
Will there be discussion of reforms in the PGA office itself, given the allegations of corruption involving some past PGAs? I'm not talking about the present, but in the past, there's been somewhat of a pattern of use of the UN in some respects for corrupt purposes, in which it's been alleged that some prior PGAs were involved in. So in terms of talking more generally about revitalizing the UN, will there be focus by this group in which there will be an assembly of prior PGAs to do some introspection on the PGA office itself?
I think transparency is a very important topic and matter for the current PGA. You will recall, herself said here before that she takes it very seriously. So that's why we, come here every day and we report on what is going on her agenda. Even the interviews that she's giving to the media, we make a point that we tell you as well. So I am sure that in these interactive debates, there won't be any subjects to be avoided. And if this subject is going to be, chosen or brought to the conversation by any member states or by the participants itself, it will be dealt with. And for this PGA, I can assure you, I was not here before. I haven't worked with the previous PGAs, but I can ensure that for this PGA, transparency is a very, very important matter. It's a priority. Okay, so it's nice to see you, more of you here today than yesterday. And yeah, so stay warm because the cold is not going anywhere. So stay here. Take care. See you tomorrow.